What's going on, guys? Main Event Star here, and it's time for yet another main event simulation. The match was announced tonight on Raw. CM Punk will defend his WWE Championship in a tables, ladders, and chairs match against Ryback. I feel like I've simulated this match like 7 times now, even though it's only happened once on WWE television, which is quite impressive by 2012 standards, mind you. That this will be only the second time this match has happened. I must say that this is probably the best match I've simmed in a WWE game ever. It flowed like a real match, and it was actually 25 minutes long. So I kind of made this like highlights package of what the match was like. As here you can see a big spot right off the bat. Punk knocks Ryback off the ladder and throws him through a table. And then Punk will go right back up the ladder and fall and hit the ladder. So we go outside, and Punk has been pretty well getting his ass kicked the whole match so far. We're about 10 minutes into the match at this point, and Punk gets the momentum shifted a little bit. He hits Ryback with a go-to-sleep outside on the floor. And Punk would take advantage for a while, throwing Ryback into the post repeatedly. He will roll back in the ring for no real reason. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes the AI in this game is still a little wonky, but on to my actual predictions for the match. I think the match will be a really good match. I think it'll be better than their Hell in the Cell match, which was, it was pretty solid, but adding the plunder of tables, ladders, and chairs, and again, they have a really good chance to make Ryback look really strong, because at the Survivor Series, I was at the Survivor Series live in Indianapolis, and he kind of felt like a third wheel the whole time. There were a lot of Punk fans and there were a lot of Cena fans, but the Ryback fans, other than the Feed Me More chant, they weren't really there. So he kind of felt like he didn't belong, sort of. But Indianapolis was a really weird crowd. I must say that was probably the weirdest wrestling crowd I've ever been a part of. They weren't really loud. And I'm a guy that comes from Evansville, Indiana, where the crowd is always really hot and loud. And I go to St. Louis shows where the crowd is, one of the top, I would say one of the top 5 crowds in the WWE. But yeah, it was really a different crowd and really kind of quiet and silent. And they weren't into Ryback at all, except for the Feed Me More chant. So maybe that was just the crowd I was in, but that was my stance on Ryback as a main eventer. I think he does. I think he has a spot in that upper part of the card. It's just a matter of, making him not look weak when he loses, because we can only have so many run-in, DQ, false finishes before finally he's just going to have to get beat. But I think the Shield will finally show that they are with Punk. I think all these loose ends with this storyline between Brad Maddox and the Shield. And by the way, speaking of the Shield, I got to see the WWE debut of Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I was so stoked. I couldn't believe it. Whenever I saw Dean Ambrose, I started marking out in the crowd. I'm like, oh my God, that's Dean Ambrose! And like everybody around me was like, who the hell is Dean Ambrose? What the hell is this kid talking about? But I was so excited to see him, and I was glad to get to see his debut live. That guy is going to go places in the WWE as long as they don't put a filter on him. If for somebody that hasn't seen a Dean Ambrose promo or seen his work, look up his FCW stuff, look up his promos. The guy is gold. Think like Heath Ledger's Joker with the delivery of Roddy Piper. Now that's a very lofty standard, but he meets it definitely. And I think the Shield will get involved and cost Ryback the match. Probably Brad Maddox too. We're finally going to get that big reveal that they're all working for Punk and Heyman, or at least it's going to appear like it. But I think we're pulling towards The Rock being the one that puts all this together, because we are building for the Royal Rumble match. And, you know, we're actually getting really close to the road to WrestleMania starting. So they're going to start piecing all these little puzzle pieces together of Punk's, basically, well, for the lack of a better word, Punk's goons, basically. And The Rock will be the one to take them all out before he fights Punk at the Royal Rumble. But I think it'll be a really good match, like I said. I'm going to go ahead and get into the Shields a little bit. If you like this video, please be sure to check out my channel and hit the little star in the bottom right of the screen. That will take you right to my channel. You can subscribe from there. I do all sorts of main event simulations for the WWE and the UFC. Really looking forward to putting out more videos, and I think I'll do maybe a Big Show Sheamus video. Not 100% sure yet. Kind of depends on my mood and how this video is received. But here we see the end of the match. Punk, so tired after 25 minutes of battling Ryback, can't climb up the ladder. Ryback climbs up. He will knock Punk off the ladder, and Ryback will grab the WWE gold. I don't think this is going to happen, but this was one hell of a simulation.